You know that conversation that's always happening inside your head? The one that you have every single day but maybe don't fully understand? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on that inner dialogue and figure out what's really going on.
Okay, think about it for a second. The last time you had to make a big decision, something that really mattered to you, did you feel that push and pull inside your own mind? Kind of like two different voices arguing back and forth?
Yep, that's it right there. One voice is your biggest cheerleader, right? It's saying, you can do it, just try. But then there's that other voice, the one that whispers, you're going to fail. Don't even think about embarrassing yourself. This battle, this is exactly what we're diving into.
And to really get a handle on this, we're going to follow the story of this guy named Rowan. His journey is basically the key to unlocking the secret behind these two voices we all have.
All right, let's jump in. First up, the battle inside your mind. This is where we find Rohan totally stuck. Stuck right in the middle of a war that was raging completely inside his own head.
See, Rohan had these huge dreams. I mean, the kind of stuff a lot of us dream about, right? Starting a business, seeing the world, creating something that actually means something. The potential? Oh, it was all there.
But, and this is a big but, every single time he even thought about taking a step forward, that other voice would just get louder and louder. It wasn't just some quiet doubt. No way. It was this barrage of questions just hammering him, designed to make every little risk feel like a catastrophe.
And this is what happens. This is the real cost of listening to that voice for too long. It's not some big, dramatic explosion. It's a slow burn. Days slide into months, months blur into years, and before you know it, those amazing Technicolor dreams, they just kind of fade to gray.
Okay, so things were looking pretty bleak. But then, everything changed for Rohan. One day, he meets this old psychology professor, and this meeting, this was the light bulb moment. The one that finally explains what's been going on.
So the professor asks him, what's your biggest struggle in life? And Rohan just comes out with it, the biggest battle is the one inside my own mind. And that is so powerful, right? Because it hits the nail on the head. So often, our biggest roadblocks aren't out there in the world. They're the ones we build inside our own heads.
And here's what the professor told him. That fear voice, it's not actually the bad guy. I know, sounds weird. Its original job was to keep us safe, right? It's like this ancient survival software. The only problem is the software is totally out of date. So now it freaks out about giving a presentation with the same level of panic as it would for like a saber-toothed tiger.
But then, thank goodness, there's the other voice, the growth voice. This is the counterbalance. Its whole job is to push us to learn, to explore, to get better. It's the voice that knows mistakes aren't the end of the world. Heck, they're just data. They're how we learn to move forward. And this is such a critical point, you guys. Successful people aren't fearless. They don't have no fear, not at all. They've just gotten really, really good at deciding which voice to listen to. It's like they have two radio stations playing, and they've learned how to turn up the volume on the growth channel.
Now, this professor was great because he didn't just dump a bunch of theory on Rohan and walk away. Nope. He gave him something he could actually do, a challenge. A 30-day experiment designed to help him take back the controls. And the experiment itself, super simple. It wasn't about fighting the voice or yelling back at it. Step one was just notice. That's it. Just notice every time the fear voice starts talking. And once you start noticing, that awareness opens the door for one single critical question.
And here's the question. Is this voice protecting me, or is it just stopping me? This question is absolutely genius. Why? Because it makes you pause and actually think about what that voice is trying to do. Is this real, genuine protection from, walking into traffic? Or is it just a faulty alarm that's keeping you from living your life?
So Rohan starts doing this, and at first he was just blown away. He realized that fear voice wasn't just popping up for the big, scary decisions. It was there hundreds of times a day, just this constant, low-level chatter in the background, judging every little thing. The first step was just realizing how noisy it actually was in there.
But as he kept at it, something really cool started to happen. Just the act of noticing the fear voice, without judging it and asking that one question, it started to lose its power. It's like by shining a spotlight on it, he took away its ability to hide in the shadows. And that, in turn, made more room for the growth voice to get louder.
And that was the real turning point. Rohan finally started that dream project of his.
And get this, it's not because the fear was gone. It was still there, muttering in the corner. The difference was, it wasn't driving the car anymore. Rohan was.
All right, so that's Rohan's story. But now it's time to zoom out a bit, because his journey isn't just about him, is it? It's really a blueprint for a choice that every single one of us has to make.
And if you take away only one thing from this whole explainer, let it be this. The goal is not to silence your fear. You can't. The goal is to make sure it's not the one making your decisions for you. It's about having a well-managed mind, where you are the one who decides which voice gets to call the shots.
Because at the end of the day, it all boils down to this. Letting fear run your life, that's a choice. You can't always choose what you feel. No, but you can absolutely choose to not let that feeling be the CEO of your life. And just realizing that, it's so liberating. It puts all the power right back where it belongs, with you. And hey, right now, as you're listening to me talk, I bet those two voices are chiming in. There's probably one saying, yeah, this is interesting, I guess, but nothing's actually going to change. But I bet there's another voice, a quieter one, that's saying, maybe it is time to try something new.
So I'll leave you with this, the same simple question Rohan had to answer. It's not really about what you just heard. It's about what you're going to do now. Which voice are you going to listen to, starting today? The choice, as always, is yours.